Yes, it needs to be heard.
All right, buddy. Yeah.
It needs to be heard.
All right, hello everybody. That's it, Hazel. How are you? Let me make sure I greet everybody here. I got checking the back here. Hey Denise. By Cynthia Douglas, Sarah Clark, Lenora McNeely.
Hey, big girl.
What's up, Cynthia? How you doing?
Everything.
I know that's right. Yup.
All right. What's up?
Dr. B doing some cross-licking. I can't take that. Boy, go ahead.
Hey.
What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody doing well, man. Yeah. Yeah.
In the house. What's up, Miss Marcy?
Marcy, man, up there.
What's up, Wade? Bianca? What's going on? Napoleon?
Everybody in the house, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, Carol? What's up, my brother? How you doing?
All right, Dr. Paul.
Hey. All right, then we gonna get started.
Yeah, buddy. We are hot on Facebook, so whenever you're ready.
All right. Folks are still coming in.
All right.
Trying to get everybody in before.
Linda Lucas, yeah. So William, how are you, man? Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get started.
All right, buddy.
I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. Put your hands together, fam. Hey.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, man.
Everybody's doing well. And this is Hump Day. Hump Day. As we bring the music going down, we're gonna come on out of here. Big B, I see you over there, buddy. All right.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be seen, Dr. P. What can I tell you?
All right, it's good to be seen, right?
Yeah, it is, man.
All right, I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. We're just going to go get straight started today because it's good to be up and let's be said vertical.
Well,
So
don't you know?
with that, be thankful for today. So
Yes, man.
you join us for the very first time. This is the family tree. We say get together and we talk about all things that are holistic, all the things that are organic, things that are not talked about in necessarily the media all the time, but we talk about health and healing, and that's from the body and soul, the spirit, mind, and body in that order. So we want to invite you that this not be the last time, but come on and join us next time. Bring somebody. All right, we're going to start off, and this is the family tree. And with that, we do the ancient laurel customs of coming together around the ancient trees. And from gathering around the tree, we brought problems, situations, anything on the heart, on the mind, prayer, meditation, all that.
Yeah, buddy.
We brought around the tree because the ancient laurel trees are where things got solved. Situations got resolved, and that, guess what? That's your social security. That's right. That's right. Not buddy. A check, but it's your family, and that family is right around you. So that means that some of the problems that you're facing, sometimes it's right around you. So you want to join the conversation? We invite you to join the conversation. Just if you look down at the very bottom, you see your reaction bar, and you want to click the smiling face, put your name in the queue, and we'll try to get to your question. And if you're someone that is maybe you missed the prompt that said how to actually put your name or put yourself in queue, don't worry about it. Just let us know you're calling by phone, and we'll
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to get
yeah.
to you. If you're someone that says, I don't want to put my pretty face on, I just want to
Well,
ask a
well.
question, just put it in the chat box. And
Yes,
in the
sir.
chat box down there, you'll see where Prophetess, I don't know if she's in here, or Big B, will grab it and we'll try to answer the question. We can't
Yes,
answer
sir.
it all, right, Big B? We
That's right,
can't
buddy.
answer
We
them
try.
all,
We try
but
hard.
we try our best. And with that, Big B right now, without further ado, let's give him a hand. The host with the most,
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
B.
yeah,
Big
yeah,
B,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
boo,
What's
boo,
up? What's up? What's up?
big B.
And Big
Hey,
B,
man.
tell them how they can also, after you give us our data, how they can actually get a copy of tonight's program. How about that?
Of course, guys. Of course, you
All
know
right.
the best way to get a copy of this is to do what? Send me an email, right? Send an email to mechavideo@gmail.com. That's mechavideo@gmail.com. All right. That's important. Why? Because you're not going to be able to take all this down. Nobody can take enough notes to get it all down at one time, right? And to make sure you do that. And of course, we want you, of course, to continue to support us so we can keep getting this stuff out there to you. And in order to do that, guess what, guys? Use my Cash App, which is $Bill Morgan. That's BILMORGAN, $Bill Morgan. And if you use the bank for support, that Zelle ID number is what? Dr. Paul at drpaulherbs.com. Again, that's Dr. Paul at drpaulherbs.com, or you can use a P.O. box right over here in Mullica Hill, and that P.O. box number is 191 Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Hey, guys, bring your friends, bring your friends, bring everybody, because guess what? We want to make sure that the family stays healthy, and guess what? The spirit can lead you right. All right, Dr. P, there you go, man.
Thank
Hey,
you,
buddy.
buddy. And
Yeah, man,
hey,
always.
man, you give us our numbers from our favorite website. You got our numbers over there because they're talking about stuff coming back, man. They're talking about the mumps, the measles.
Man, it's
They talking
got
about
Dr. P, it's crazy, man.
dengue. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's viruses and things that we
Yeah,
haven't heard.
man.
They even said Black Death is back. Did
Oh,
you heard
Lord, no,
Black
no,
Death?
no,
Damn.
no,
Yep,
no.
they said
Come on,
Black
man.
Death is back.
Wow.
There's a couple cases of Black Death going on. So with all this going on, pestilence and eclipse. Did y'all check out the eclipse? I want to hear all your
I,
feedback and what you thought about it. Big B, give us our numbers.
Dr. Paul, before I say that, I found that the best place to watch the eclipse was sitting on my chair in the front room.
First seat, right? Best seat in the
You're not
world,
gonna
right?
burn my eyes out. Anyway, guys, from our very, very, very favorite website, that's what? Worldometer or worldometer.com. All right. That's coming. And our coronavirus, our cases right now are up at 704,734,388. Our deaths stand at 7,010,436. Our recovered cases, mental health moment, 675,590,826. And of course, our active cases stand right now at 22,133,126. And of course, that expands that into our what they call mild conditions of 22 million, which is 99.8%, right? And our cold cases, guys, what they call closed cases, 682,601,262. 99%. Dr. Pete, this is where I'm at.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
That's a whole bunch of stuff.
These are the mental, health moments that we all need because we need something to hold on to. And what a great place to go. If you're joining us for the very first time and you want to go to that website, Big B, give them that address one more time that they can go and get all the data and stats on anything that's going on worldwide.
All right,
They even get into
that place is called Worldometers. That's Dr. Paul's word, Worldometers. Worldometers.info. Okay, that's World WORLDOMETERS.info. Okay, and of course /coronavirus. All right. And that way you can get all that. And by the way, that's running time, guys. The numbers that you see when you first go on, it will change and it will update while we're on the program tonight. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yes. And what's interesting? I'm looking at the world health numbers. And if you go all the way to the very bottom of the front page and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it goes into health. Now, this is something that's amazing. The two things that have the highest numbers and are constantly moving is cigarette smoke today
Yeah, man.
and money spent on illegal drugs this year.
Mm.
And right now,
That's
what is
amazing.
that? Is that cigarette smoke today? That's just today, and that number is still moving like a stop. It's like a stop. That's right now,
Mm,
and it's at 12. I think that's 369. That's 12 billion right now.
mm,
12
mm, mm,
billion
mm.
cigarette smoke today, and that's in county. And when it says money spent on illegal drugs this year, that's $110 billion. Isn't it
Ooh,
interesting that these
ooh.
two are the highest numbers on the world meters list? Isn't that crazy? So, what
That's
does it mean?
insanity.
It means we got to get ourselves right, y'all. A lot of people are suffering from what we go through, and the times and the troubles and the worries and anxieties and all those things, and they look towards things like, of course, drugs, cigarettes, all the different things sort of calm themselves down. That's why we got to shut it down. And that's why we talked about the whole piece for the eclipse time. This is really a time for just sort of resetting. Hopefully,
Uh-huh.
everyone, when you saw we say, we had the show that said, was it an anomaly? Was it coincidence or was it prophecy? No matter what
Yes,
it was
yes,
to you, I think it
yes,
says one thing overall for all of us is to get ourselves in the right state of mind, get right with God, slow it down, get yourself to get in tune with your body and what
yes,
you're
man.
eating. Question everything. Everything you put into your temple you can look at it as sacred. So keep that in mind. All
And you know
right.
what's so crazy, real quick. One thing that I'm watching, I noticed last night. Some of the I guess we call media programming that's on TV nowadays, where you're
Mm-hmm,
talking
mm-hmm,
about this whole thing about drugs. Man, it shows how it seems as though there's so many of the cartels that are in charge of fentanyl and all that stuff that's coming into this country. And what's so ironic, it just shows people how to go about doing this crazy stuff. What is wrong with us? And
mm,
we're not getting it. Something's
mm.
wrong. You're trying to keep our children in good shape, but at the same time, we're telling them how to do stuff. So I don't know.
I know, I know. All right, let's get started. And my favorite
Yes, yes.
part is always when we start off with a testimony, and the
Yes.
Testimony.
testimonies go a long way. So we
Yes.
want to start open with, what's on the heart and mind of the people. It has a lot to do with testimonies. Somebody's going in a storm, somebody's in a storm, or somebody's coming out of a storm. And
Hmm.
it's time that, we really stand with each other. We are our brother's keeper and my sister's keeper too, and
Yes,
what
sir,
we want to
buddy.
Yes.
do is
Yes.
make sure we take care of each other. So whenever someone's going through something, or you don't see somebody for a while, you might want to pick up the phone, give them a call, see how they're doing. So with this time, I want to open up the floor. This is always a moment of testimony because we believe one should set 1,000 to flight, two shall set 10,000 to flight. So with that in mind, the floor is officially open for any testimonies of anything that you have that you want to bring to the board.
I,
So fancy. All
I
I
right.
have
have
a
a
There's
testimony,
testimony.
somebody
Paul.
trying
I
to
have
about
a
to jump over
testimony.
themselves. What's
Okay.
that? What's that guy's
I
name?
have
Mark?
a
Is that Mark?
testimony.
All right,
Yes, yes,
Mark.
yes. That word
Okay.
prophesied. That word prophesied.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, uh, Sat Friday, when I was lifting weights at AFC Aquahead Fitness Center, we got a couple guys from E9 that goes there. We had a good time and all that old good stuff. So they see me doing some little walking in there. So he said, "Oh, I see you doing better." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? Don't be surprised. You see me walk down the aisle down here on Sunday service, dancing like David on
mm-hmm.
Easter." So I finally went to service and whatnot. The pastor was preaching the word, and I'm sitting there and all in the word and whatnot. And something told me just to get up, and I was in, the front, not the back of the church. They got that
Mm,
arch we can walk away. So
mm-hmm,
I stood there and I just started walking, Dr. Paul. I started
mm,
walking with my hands up and all that little good stuff, walking right with my hands swinging back and forth and stopping and thanking
mm.
God and all that old good stuff. And I finally made it there with Pastor Wild was preaching and all that old good stuff. And
Yes.
Man, I danced like David. Everybody was
Oh,
cheering for
All
me.
right, we're
I
glad to
seen
hear.
one
all
of the deacons
right.
That's what's
that
up. That's
really
what's
All
couldn't
up,
see
man.
right,
me
Mark.
walking and all that. He pointing at me. I pointed. I said, I finally did it. And I was just like praising God and all that old good stuff. But did you hear anything about that?
I saw you. I saw
You
you
did?
on online. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I just want to say to everyone, I'm so proud of you, man. You know, because you said that that was one of your goals, and you have to
Yes,
establish those little, you know, the little
Yes.
small ones till you get to the medium
yes,
ones, until you get to this big one right here
yes,
that
Yeah,
you
you
yes.
did,
call
and you've
walk
been
around.
praying on this one for a long
Oh my
time, brother.
God.
Yes,
You
So
know
sir.
I'm
what I've
still
been through,
walking
Dr.
with you,
Frost.
brother. Continue
Yes,
to
yes.
stay on point. Everybody come off mute. Give
That's
Mark a
right, buddy.
hand for
Yes, sir.
walking
Yes,
down the
sir. Yes,
aisle
sir.
on Easter Resurrection Sunday.
Yes,
All
sir.
What a
right.
Yes,
way,
sir.
what a
Amen.
way
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
to
That's
Great.
what's up,
All
bring
Mark.
in
right.
Congratulations.
Lord.
That's what's
Yes.
up,
Congratulations.
Mark.
Hey,
Yes, sir,
Hallelujah.
this
man.
holiday.
Praise God.
so
That's
happy.
what's up, Mark.
I came a
An
long way.
example,
A
an example
long
of a
way.
resurrection
I
in
Working
saw
your
it. I
body.
didn't know who it
diligently.
That's
was.
amazing, brother. That's
Awesome.
Working
amazing.
diligently.
Yes,
Yes. Hard
yes,
work. Let me
yes.
tell you
But
one
we all,
thing.
that's what we
I
always
don't know
say.
how many people can come out what I came through. Believe that. But I just thank God I came out.
Awesome.
I have one
Congratulations,
more thing
Mark.
to say.
Couldn't be at a
And I
better
have,
church.
yes.
Enon.
Yes.
I have one more thing to say. I finally found someone that can help me with this home care thing. She can cook. Only thing I had to do is buy the foods. I will be a vegetarian for a very long time.
All
I'm blessed. I
right.
have
All
All
right,
told
right,
this.
my
man.
I've
All
been
brother.
right,
asking
buddy.
for
Yes.
this. I've been praying
Congratulations,
for this
Mark.
for a long time, and it finally came to pass. I am good to go. Good to go.
All
I
right,
can be
Yes.
man.
myself. Oh my!
All right.
I'm.
And keep
Oh my
going.
God!
Keep
Ah,
I'm
going.
waiting.
All
I'm
That's
waiting
right.
for
right,
I'm
that
buddy.
book,
happy.
man. I'm waiting for
I'm
that
Praise
happy.
testimony
God.
book.
Put her
I'm
name in
happy.
the
I'm
chat.
happy.
Put her name in the
Yes.
chat.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Paul, I have
All
one.
right.
Yes,
Okay.
who's that?
Dr. Clorinda.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
How
Corinda,
you
go right
doing?
ahead.
I'm doing good. I've been having an issue with my left SI joint for quite some time and
Mm.
had been doing the exercises and whatnot, but I started using turmeric elixir
Mm.
with the MSM, making sure they were separate and wearing the proper arch support recommended by my foot doctor. And I'm not having any more pain in my SI joint.
What?
All right. All right. All right
Yes.
now.
Let's give Dr.
See?
Clorinda a hand. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Everybody
yes,
come
yes, yes,
off
yes.
mute.
All right.
Yay.
Congratulations, Corinda.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Good
Congratulations.
job. Good
Yes.
job.
Congrats.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
Dr.
Yes.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yes. Yes.
MSM.
Congrats.
See, yeah,
Hey.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, you know, and that's a painful area, and
Yeah.
anybody knows that, you know, to get that in that relief is really something to be shouting about. So I thank you so much for that, because there's a lot of people that are going through that pain, that SI joint, you know, and you've been struggling with that for a while. So I'm glad everything worked out for you. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Big B, who do you have next?
Anyone else
Anybody
with a
else?
testimony?
Yes, yeah,
I heard something. Who was it, Brendan?
yeah, I'll go ahead and
Okay, all right, go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, I'll lower my hand afterwards.
Okay.
Brother Karen, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, all's good, all's good. Hello, everyone. Dr. Paul, last week I had presented a situation to you for a young lady where I mentioned she was still having circulation problems on the left side of her body, including leg, chin, and arms. And you said to get it checked out, it could lead to a heart attack or stroke and this, that, and that. So I sent her the link to the class. I marked it for her, said, listen from here to here. And she replied the next day, she says, oh, wow, with an exploding head emoji. She says, and I'm on blood pressure meds. I don't know any of this about her. So she says, and I'm on blood pressure meds. I'm going to call my cardiologist in the morning. Thank you so much. And I went to see my PCP a week and a half ago, and I told her about it, and she didn't seem alarmed. But I know my body, and this is not normal. So, I told her about the water and all, and she said, thanks, no, I drink the Crystal Geyser. So she drank Crystal Geyser anyway.
Awesome.
And she said she had an appointment with a cardiologist this past Monday. But I've given her the information. I'm done with it. So if she chooses to reach back out, that's fine. But the reason I'm giving this to you now is because the information you gave, apparently you know your stuff and you spot on, that I had no idea she had heart issues and you know, the stuff I just read to you. So
Wow.
I wanted to give you props for that. And
thank you, bro.
you were on to something, and you know,
Yeah.
so
Well, let's give first of all, let's give Captain Karam, the ambassador
Go ahead,
of
Captain
health over
Carol.
there, Captain Karam, because you know what, man, you're spot on, brother. You know, it takes one to sort of spot that situation, and you knew something ain't right here, and all you were doing was taking, you know, strong notes on what was happening to her. A lot of people don't know. Remember, we talked about how that's the female principle coming in, just letting you know a little bit at a time. Hey, you got a little problem here, my child. You better take care of this.
Yeah, buddy.
So it
Yes,
comes
sir.
at very small levels. And then you don't want the male principle to come. That's when daddy come home. Boom. That's when the heart attack hits. So I pray that she heard you. And that when you have those signs, we don't take that very lightly at all. When you have the pains and the numbness on one side and, you know, can't feel tingling on things like that, you need to pay attention to that. Don't look at that. And if any doctor is not paying attention to that, you need to start second guessing and second questioning their, you know, their opinions on that, because that's very serious. You shouldn't be having any pain, numbness, or anything in your hands or your fingertips, because it could lead to other serious situations. So giving a hand out to Karam, y'all. Let's come off mute.
Most
Give him a
definitely.
hand, y'all.
Karam.
Congratulations.
Very
all I
good.
did was ask the question. You
Congratulations.
deserve the
Yeah.
hand, Dr. Paul. All I did was presented the situation. You presented the, you know, the answer to the situation to have her get it checked out further. So the applause should go to Dr. Paul. Everybody come on mute, give Dr. Paul a hand.
Congratulations.
All right, Dr.
He
Paul.
got me.
All right, Dr. Paul.
He
Gotta
put
give it out to you.
he put the real Big B, he put the reversal on me.
See, he just hooked you up.
He
Hey,
put the reversal.
hit you right back.
He threw a mirror up on me, man. That was
And what he said, flip.
man, Carol, that's a kung fu move, man. He did a flip.
Oh, man.
I appreciate you, brother. You know, I love you much, man. And
I
that
love
you
you too.
continue to be, you know, you're in the right spirit, you know, because to catch that, you know, you got to be on top. And you know, good friend you are. Good friend you are, that you can help her in her need right now. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. And let's see, what do we have there, Big B?
And anybody else? Anyone else have a testimony? Okay. All right.
All right. So we can go to questions. We'll go to the chat box.
There's one. There's one down here. It says, what are herbs for leukemia, Dr. Paul? That's from Dr. Sherry Jones. What are herbs for leukemia?
What was that now?
What are herbs for leukemia?
Leukemia. Okay, dealing with leukemia. We're looking at autoimmune. So you have to start to now clean the blood. This is the line of we say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the souls. All the blood cleanser herbs that we talk about. We pretty much put them out every week, it seems like, because really when it comes down to it, if you have anything going on with your body and it's out of balance and they say, well, we don't know what this is, or it's kind of like with this and it's kind of that, we've done tests and we don't know what's going on, it's coming back to your blood. Got it? That's why the scripture even says, may I purge myself with hyssop.
With hyssop, yes.
Remember when the scripture talks about that, and all that, most of the herbs that you see that are growing, they are liver cleanses. So I would say, clean the liver, clean the blood. So on my website, there is a list of all of the herbs that are used for blood cleansers. I would, for someone that has leukemia, which we know is blood cancers, we ask that you come in for an assessment, and then I can put them on a plan, you know, a game plan, because we have to see where you are. and then from there move forward. So what we would do is see where you are, get an assessment, and then move forward. Or if they're out of town, we would do a phone consultation. So starts there. Herbs that specifically, I can just off the top of my head just give you some. Let's see, Big B, do we have any in the chat there? Let me see here. Do we put any in there? Prophetess would usually
No,
have those in there.
she's not on tonight.
Okay, she's not on tonight. So ones like the herbs that I use a lot of, the one that I mentioned about a week or so ago was Pau d'Arco.
Right.
P-A-U-D'-A-R-C-O. Okay, Pau d'Arco. The other one would be, there is one that is called red clover. Okay, red clover. And these are called the cancer scavengers. You know, these have been probably studied by every university in the world, and they are the ones that have been known to stop the replication or start to regenerate the bone marrow. So that means, of course, if you're dealing with blood, you got to deal with bone marrow. So things like Pau d'Arco, red clover, burdock root, dandelion root, golden seal root. Notice that these are roots. These are roots. Notice they are roots. The sour sop. Sour sop. Yep. Or the guanabana. It's another name. It's called guanabana. Any of the poke root. That's one I don't know if I spoke a lot about. The poke root. Poke root. P-O-K-E. You ever had, remember y'all used to have, the people used to have poke salad? You ever heard of poke salad? You remember that? You remember that?
Yes, heard of it.
Yep,
Yes, I do.
Yep, everybody remember the poke salad. And that ain't
Okay.
that ain't pork salad. That ain't pork. It's
boy.
poke. So those are the ones that we use. So you can use, I'm telling you, there's a lot of them. But anything
Paul,
you want to do.
let me say this, Dr. Paul. The list that Dr. Paul is asking for right now, which is not actual right now in the chat. However, if you request last week's chat, okay, when you send out the information or the request for this week's chat, I will make sure that I put that that particular chat in so that you have access to that information. Is that okay?
And I can and yeah, Big B will give that to you with a breakdown, because I did go into detail with that.
Yes, it's all
But
there.
I'm gonna show y'all, because I haven't shown you in a long time. I want to show you that list because I do have it right here. I just want to show it to him real quick there, Big
Okay,
B.
sure.
And then maybe we can also include that with this week's. So just to follow up, just to point them in the right direction.
Sure, not a problem.
Let's see here. We want to go with share screen and here. Now let me know if you can see it, okay? Can you
There
see
it is. Yes, sir.
Okay, as you can see, these are all the ones that have been used. Another one that's very popular is the chaparral.
Yes.
Chaparral. Chaparral is very much a cancer scavenger also. And this is one that really cleanses the lymphatic system. Okay, very, very strong with lymphatic issues. So when people will need to really cleanse themselves. But remember, what's the main thing? There's two things you want to keep in mind with this list. Number one, pick one. That's it. Pick one and work with that herb. You got it? You don't need all of them. And then the other thing is drink plenty of water. The most important thing is get an assessment before you do anything. Check with your doctor to make sure you do before you do anything, especially if you're on medications, because you got to make sure that you're taking it right and doing it right. Another one, I'm looking at one is cleavers. Cleavers is one that's very well known for blood cleansing. Its name means exactly what it does. If you look under a microscope, it looks like little claws like this, and it actually is pulling. So it pulls like a dragnet any debris or things that are toxic in the body and drags it out. Also, Cape aloes. Cape aloes is mostly found in places like South Africa. And Cape aloes are in the family of the bitters. A lot of the bitters are the ones that bind. See, these are binders. So that means that's going to bind to a lot of, these things and pull it out of you. So that's one that's good. As you see, I mentioned dandelion, blackroot, Let's see. Of course, you have your sea vegetables also, which would be the sea moss, the kelp, the chlorella, purple dulse. Purple dulse is in my green drink. That's one of the main things I think that is really one of the best parts of my green drink is that I get these specialized purple dulse, which is very hard to get, but we have an excellent additive to the formula. And of course, you got the other ones like humic or fulvic acid. I don't know if we ever talked about fulvic that much, but
No.
I
fulvic.
don't believe so, right?
Yeah, fulvic, not folic, not to be confused with folic acid. These are the synergistic pieces that after a volcano erupts, this is the volcanic ash that actually is on the mountain. So when it starts to cool, it turns into an ash, and now this becomes the synergistic piece and the rich elements that causes all plant and life matter to bind. So that makes your seed, when you plant a seed, Big B,
Mhm.
and then you kind of say, I put the seed in the ground and then I water it, and then something has to happen. Well,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
thing that happens that ignites from the soil to the seed that ignites, that is fulvic acid. Got it?
Mhm.
It's a catalyst. So that would be one of the things. So this is the list right here. As you can see, there's a plenty of them. And all of them are, there's the golden seal, there's the yellow dock. Yellow dock is another one, very, very prominent with the blood cleansers.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Bissavera, the Bissy plant. So all of these are very good. Again, with recommendation, just get an assessment first before you do anything. All right.
Okay.
All
And
right.
and remember, all that information is in as was on that last week. So make sure that you request it when you ask for the chat.
Right.
Okay?
And you can get this right from my website
Yes, you
also.
can.
Go right from my website, drpaulherbs.com. And then you go to downloads and health articles, and it's the second one down. It says traditional blood cleansing herbs right there. 80 plus right
And what do you
there.
say? Pick
Mhm.
one, y'all. Pick
Pick
one.
one.
Pick
That's
one.
it.
Not all
Don't
of
do all of them. No. Don't try to do them all. That's right.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you, Dr. Paul.
All right. Thank you. All right. Who else we have here?
Dr. Paul, before you leave that subject, can you talk a little bit more about the zeolite?
You
You talked about that, I
zeolite.
think, last Sunday or something.
Yeah, love the zeolite. Oh man, I'll tell you, that zeolite is no joke. You know what I didn't have time to talk about with the zeolite? How zeolite is, that is I think it's a I'm losing my crystal knowledge. My crystal knowledge.
Watch out, Doctor. You're trying to catch me now.
Haven't seen him.
Decahedron. Yes, decahedron. It's a decahedron. So what does it mean? That means that it's a crystallized information. So this thing not only is something that's a boost for whatever you put in your body, it actually does everything to cleanse you out. And the forms of zeolite is excellent for just detoxing you from the most toxic of things like smoking, drugs, things that are like radiation, you name it. It is actually one of the best things to detox the body from. And we take people through when they are really trying to, just even after radiation or chemotherapy, things like that. But it's also very, very good as just getting a zeolite and keeping it in your presence. Guess what it does, y'all? It
What?
grabs a hold of negative energy.
What?
So what is
It-
it, a light?
No, it's a crystal. It's 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 a decahedron. And I talked about it on the show. So if you go to the whole Dr. Paul Holistic Health Network and you look at last week's show on the Dr. Paul show on Saturday, I did a whole thing on zeolite and how zeolite is just used for everything. And I would say you can get it in different forms. I did talk to several of the herbal stores, and they said that they're getting it in probably by the end of this week or early next week. So I would say this is a perfect time for zeolite. Perfect time for it. So was it a specific thing, Cynthia?
Yeah, I did some research on it, and one of the things it was talking about, and I know you talk about aluminum, it says it has aluminum in it. So should we be concerned about that? It's probably not that aluminum that we
Right.
talked about before. It's probably something different.
Right, exactly. Because remember, it's not the aluminum that's the problem, because all aluminum is in all soil. It's on all soil. But it's
Right.
when it's been denatured, that's when it becomes a problem. When it's at high levels of toxicity, like people will talk about, even like, remember we used the term about the arsenic. You remember they had everybody so scared. They said, oh, arsenic was found in apples. Oh, Lord, I ain't never eaten an apple ever again in my life. No, that's if it was at high. If it gets at high levels, then it becomes a toxicity. That means it's out of balance. Got it? So long as these things are in its proper form, it's in balance. It's not something of a bad thing. Remember, we need all of these elements. All these elements that are in the universe are inside of us. So it's a balancing factor of always happening. But now when it becomes toxic, it's a major problem. Got it? Like manganese. For example, manganese. Another one is manganese. Do you know manganese is used for balancing out the pancreas? But when you have the versions that are now of manganese released from coke factories, from these plants that are around in the black neighborhoods and stuff like this, that's why they were saying that it was now in the air at toxic levels, and manganese will literally drive you crazy. It'll make you go mad, but it's at a toxic level. That's the key. So keep that in mind. All right.
All right, thank you. And where's the best place to get it? You said get it from the health food store?
Yeah, I did talk to Wayne Avenue. They called me. Matter of fact, they called me right after the show. They said, "We're getting it, Doc. Just make sure. We just want to let you know." because we just got it, so we are getting it in probably in the next couple of days. So they were calling me. That was on Saturday, so they should have it. They should have it by now.
What's a good brand name, Dr. Paul? What's a good brand name?
I just think that you just want to make sure it's less processed as possible. I'll look for a name for you, a brand, on which one that I recommend. But pretty much, if they've made the commitment to be organic, they're pretty good. Because Zeolite doesn't have to be altered in any way. It's a perfect structure, so you don't have to do much to it. Okay, they just have to capture it and to make sure it's captured in clear clear space. Okay. So let me.
Paul, what compared to your detox capsules and this one, is there a difference?
They do different things. That's what I'm saying. These are different things. Detoxing that I do for those, that's the colon. That's the colon and the parasite. That's to cleanse the system. It does everything else also for pulling out things, but things like zeolite work harder on harder elements that are hard to pull out of the body. For example, heavy metals. Sometimes you have to get an additional heavy metal, something to pull heavy metal out of the body. People think that heavy metal is in your blood. It's not in your blood. It's in your tissue. Got it? So that's something that zeolite is very good for. It actually helps to pull heavy metal out of your flesh when you've been exposed to things like that. Also,
would that be good for inflammation also?
It's good for everything. It's good for everything. The reason why it's good for inflammation is because it raises the pH. It raises it so high that it keeps that environment where bacteria, virus, and those things cannot live. So it would be considered a catalyst. And that's what we call catalyst. So they balance, and some even have actually written that it has adaptogenic properties and principles, because it goes in and balances wherever there's an imbalance in you. So that's called an adaptogen. Got it? Now, zeolite also, as I was saying, you can get a zeolite crystal. Got it? You can actually get that specific type of crystal And it will literally start to pull negative energy from around you, Big B.
Mm.
So when
Oh,
you know
wow.
somebody getting on your last African American, you know,
Well.
you can put some zeolite on them. Hey, get away
mm.
from me.
You got to bring on Ross Ben.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Matter of fact, I'm already reaching
We
out
say
to
we
him
can
to
get
see if I
Ross
can
in
get
one.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did talk to him. And we were talking about having a show where we're going to talk about the whole Wi-Fi. He's going to talk about the crystals, and we're going to talk about the herbs. So we're going to have a good show. You know, we call it Sticks and Stones.
Yeah,
that's
I hear you.
That's
Yeah.
Dr. Paul, how do you spell zeolite?
Zeolite.
Oh, I had it right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you what also zeolite is good for. If you Lite, Z as in zebra, EOLITE. Yeah. And these are binders. See, this falls in the family of binders. So that means that it also removes things like lead.
Calling me.
This is one that pulls like lead out of the body. You know, when people think they've been exposed to
Yeah.
lead, yep, that's what they would do. All right, please go
Brenda,
on mute.
make sure you mute yourself, Brenda.
Yourself,
Thank
Brenda.
you.
Brenda, mute.
Thank you. We're good.
Okay, so that's what zeolite is good for us. It's just when you go through the things and benefits, it just keeps on going. So it's a catalyst. It would be considered a catalyst.
And what brand name did you say that you were thinking about?
Well, I'm going to look for some. I didn't give one yet,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm gonna
Please.
see if I can find one that I believe that would be just to give you a lead on something that
Great.
after looking at it. Let me see if I can get that before we close out. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Okay. Good question, Cynthia.
Okay, Cynthia.
And like I say, you can get that whole show on the Dr. Paul Holistic Health on Facebook. Subscribe if you're not part of that. You can be a part of that private network. You can get all the shows, right, Big B?
Yes, sir, buddy. You're all there.
Yep, all of them in there.
All right, Dr. Paul. Joanne asked a question. She want to know. She said that there's I guess in the process of using crystal geyser, I'm boiling it. She says there's a white residue in my stainless steel teapot after boiling crystal geyser. Is stainless steel okay to use?
We keep getting the same question, keeps coming back every time. Okay, this you remember the brother they called in. He was like, "Oh no, man, you better leave that alone, man, because I've got this white film coming in my pants, man. I don't know, because the guy's bad, man." I said, "No, brother, that is actually the minerals. That's the minerals coming to the top. When you boil them, they're going to come to the top. That just shows you the minerals that are happening. That's all that is. It's nothing bad. That is the minerals. Okay." So it's a natural reaction when heat hits anything, it's going to rise whatever minerals to the top. So that's what that is. It's not something bad. It's good. It just shows you that the water.
When you boil the water, does that take any of the energy out of it?
Well, you're boiling them out. If you sit it in there long enough, you will boil them out. That's correct.
So when you make the onion tea, does that? I just thought that boiling it might make it weaker or something, not have it as much energy.
Right. You're not taking the tea that long. When you're boiling the tea, you're only doing about 10, maybe 20 minutes at max. That you're not doing it that long. The medicinal energy of the onion is going into the water. So that's the potentizing. It's called potentizing of how that happens. I know that's a big word. You can't say that 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Potentizer. Y'all heard of a potentizer? Y'all know what a potentizer is?
Of course not. That's why she asked.
I've heard the word potentate.
Potentate. Not to be confused with potentate.
Yeah, that was actually one of Antoinette's questions. Even in the chat, she was saying about her food. We always talk about how life begets life, but we continue to boil this and we boil that.
Just as long as it doesn't get past the point, right? There's a certain level. That's why heat, when it hits a certain level, releases certain things. But it's a certain level that all elements have before they tear down. That's why you have oils. Like of the oils, for example, this gives that an example. You have oils that have different smoke points. Got it? So that's where you'll see smoke points. So like some of them have higher smoke points than others. Like the highest of the smoke point would be sunflower or safflower. Those are your highest. They actually, they've been clocked as high as 528 on the smoke point. So that's literally brawling numbers.
Yeah, that's brawling.
So that's why. But here's what I want to go back to. You know, as God is the genius, you say God is a perfect. You know, is a genius, right?
Right.
If you look at the ancient concept of what's called doctrine of signatures. Okay, doctrine of signatures means wherever it does and wherever it grows, that's what it's good for. So I would say to you, what does a sunflower and safflower do all day? They just what? They just hang in the sun.
They're in the sun.
So that means that their highest and greatest asset is that they are resistant to heat. So resistance to heat means I can stay cool all day, and this stuff hitting me, I'm in the sun. So when you take what I balanced and put that on your skin, now you become a protection for your skin.
Tell her like
and also for you gotta see God. You can't see God, you ain't looking.
You ain't looking. I know that.
Dr. Paul, what about when you cook your food?
Right. You don't want to go too far to caramelize. You flash fry. If you use the best thing I would use is a wok. I think you need to everyone needs to get a wok. A wok because the way the wok is built, everybody of course knows the wok.
Yes, like so.
When you're actually, if you're stir frying, things like that, you flash fry. So that if you have like, you know, some people are, you know, eating fish or whatever their choice of meat is in the bottom because of the weight, but the vegetables are up on the side. I don't know if you saw like an ancient wok, they would actually take hammer. They would take a hammer and hammer. And sometimes you can even go online and get an original hammered wok. So that means the hammering of the ridges actually holds the vegetables and things on the outer rim so they stay cooler, so they don't burn. Got it? While the meat cooks in the middle, and then you put something over top of it. It's a perfect system for cooking. Got it?
Thank you.
So, yeah.
All right, Bianca. Then we'll get Bianca.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Bianca?
So, many years ago, about 9 or 10 years ago, I did bring my husband into you. So he still has a clotting issue, which has gotten better over the years, but and then it got worse and it got better. And the doctor had diagnosed him with like 4 different things, but Gulf War syndrome was like at the top of the list. So now he has so many clots that it's slowing down his circulation, and he's already on Eliquis, which is a blood thinner. But now they want him to take Orixtra, which is an injection, once a week on top of that. So is there like any herbs he can take instead? Well, I am bringing. He is going to make an assessment. Come in for an assessment.
Yeah, you got to come on in on that one because number one, you're splitting the fence here. You got to watch when you're doing 2 things like that. Ultimately, you got to look and say, what is the body doing? The blood is getting thicker. Got it? And with that means he should be on a very strict diet about what he's eating. My question is going to be, I'm going to really push on water. Got it?
Oh, he drinks a whole lot of water because he gets on me.
Okay, so he's doing the right water though, right? I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay, so something is clotting him up. So the next thing is going into what else is he eating? You know, watch out for certain things that he, you know, what does he like a lot of? It usually starts from that. What does he like a lot of? Something he eats all the time. Can you think? Maybe put him
All
on. Is
the
he
time?
there? Well, yeah. What is
Yeah.
he there now?
He's here.
Ask him. What do you like a lot of? What's her husband's name? What's his name?
Neil.
Neil. What's up,
Hey,
Neil?
Dr. Paul.
She putting you on the spot, buddy. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
trying to think of what I eat often. I eat a lot of rice and a lot of chicken.
Okay, now watch out for
Corn.
things like
And
watch
corn.
out.
And corn.
No.
Dr. Paul, I told him he the only one in the house that eat it.
Don't you know that corn is the most genetically modified of all of the organisms and the most sprayed? Got it? And you got to watch the corn. It is undigestible. It's not human for humans to eat. It will be found in your gut, all in your colon. Do not mess with corn. And that would be definitely a #1 red flag. Okay.
A lot of rice.
Okay. Now, rice, what kind of rice? White rice, brown rice?
Jasmine rice.
All kind of rice.
Hey, Dr. Paul, now look,
Neil,
stop. He's trying to hide. Don't be hiding. Tell him what kind of rice you eating.
Neil sound like you on the other side of the corner.
Yeah,
That's right.
Neil's hiding. Neil, come on out.
All kind of rice.
Well, my
he said
my cultural background is my family's from Trinidad. So I know last time when I had the
Rosie?
The test.
Oh,
you said I need more sun because my blood is used to being in the sun.
Yeah.
And when I get sick, it's mostly in the winter time.
Yeah. And that's for in your first generation here, or were you born in Trinidad?
First generation here.
Yeah, so that means that you definitely have to increase your vitamin D, #1. Okay. With that, I would say anyone that's living, that's your DNA is saying I'm from down here closer to the equator, you got to be doing vitamin D3 or D2, and I would add a catalyst of boron. Boron, with that. That's just something traditionally used to add the boron. It's a catalyst for vitamin D. See, that's going to help with the blood. I would also say watch out for something that's coming up in I don't know if this is for you, but it's just coming up in my spirit to ask you, do you like peanut butter?
I do like peanut butter. I love peanut butter.
I just don't know what just told me in my spirit to ask you that.
I love peanut butter.
Right. You got to watch hydrogenization. Hydrogenization. What kind of peanut butter you got?
I have the
Dr. Paul, you don't want to know.
Skippy.
I don't know what told me to ask that, but that just came up in my spirit to ask you about.
Yeah, it's Skippy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you better skip out on that one. That's the bad one.
Dr. Paul, I'm telling you, he hears this from me all the time.
See what's
but
happening
I want
is
you to say it.
Right. See, this is what's definitely clogging you up. Okay. Hydrogenization is a form of refining. Came from Procter & Gamble back during the war. Got it? It came up with the hydrogenator to make oil hard. So they used it in designing it for making soap. That's what it was made to do, because it makes things hard. But it also, at the same time, when it makes it hard, it also preserves. So they found out, well, wait a minute, there's a war going on. The soldiers need, to be taken care of. So let's give them the lard, and we'll take this thing called crystallized cottonseed oil, and we're going to make it hard. And we came up with this thing called Crisco. And that's where Crisco came from. So Crisco now, with that Crisco, started putting it out, everybody started having high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, heart attacks, all kind of stuff. Because what they were cooking with, they were promoting it as a 100-page baking book for all women to use Crisco for everything they're doing. And that's where it was introduced to us. Got it? So now, what does that mean to you? Well, they're going to use it for anything that does not have a long shelf life or molds fast. And peanut butter would be #1. So peanut butter is highly hydrogenated. Got it? It's hydrogenated to the point where it pulls all moisture off. So when you eat that, it now pulls all of the moisture out your arteries and your veins and your blood system. Got it? So it's going to dehydrate you from the inside out. I'm going to take a page out of my man. My man. Oh, my man today. Oh, man. Toure, a friend of mine, he came in today and told me, he says, you mean, man, they making mummies out of us. I said, yes. He said, they're making mummies out of us, man. I said, yep, that is a great explanation. They're pulling all the moisture. So all of that is pulling out of you, all your moisture. So that's one, peanut butter. So you don't want the peanut butter that's hydrogenated. You want the non-hydrogenated. Got it? The Skippy does have a natural one, but I would kind of stay away from the thick, the creamy, anything that pours slow, period. I would stop. I would leave it alone.
How about making your own nut butter, taking the nuts and making your own nut butter?
That would be the best thing. But in his case, I would get away from everything until he can bring it back to balance. But yes, for everybody else, make your own. Also, they make creamers. Do you have any coffee or coffee creamers?
I don't drink coffee at all.
Okay, so any dairy at all?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love pizza.
Woo! You got all the good bad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the good bad stuff.
Doc, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I only started getting these issues after I served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I breathed in a lot of that black smoke, and they gave us all kind of stuff to counteract like chemicals and stuff like that we may encounter overseas. So I didn't have any issues until after that, and I was diagnosed with Gulf Forge syndrome.
Yeah.
So from that point on is when I started having these blood issue.
That's a very interesting analysis, because they had remember, if you were part of the Gulf War, the element that they're talking about is called the MF54. You know about the MF54?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
wow.
You might want to start to look that up. Okay, that's just to drop that seed on you. It's called MF54. It's part of the injectables that was put into what the Gulf shot was for you. Okay, it's called MF54, made by the same folks that made things like Agent Orange, Napalm, all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going into the agents. And Big B, you know what that are. You know, the agents, MF54 is in the same, the injectables, and things like the Agent Orange, you know, all the different agents that they used to come up with. Yeah.
With my pink jacket
So
on.
you're not the only one that's experiencing that. And of course, it's going to cause things with blood. So that's where things like a zeolite may be something that you want to start to look at. But like I said, if you're coming in, we can talk about that. All right.
You know, Dr. Paul,
Okay.
this is Nitha and Grand Risings to everyone. It sounds like if he doesn't know about it, he will be eligible for the program that Biden had out for people who served in the war and came out with some issues. It was the PAC program. So I know I put it out there last year, you know, to the family tree and put the information out there. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me because I thought I brought my notebook with me. Right now, I'm in Florida. So on next Zoom, next week, I'll be back in Philly. I'll give that information out. I know Bianca will be on and I'll give it to her. But we can check to see if they still have the program open, because so many vets were eligible for it. If they were served in a war and then they come up with any type of illness, they were eligible to collect compensation.
Yep, and a lot of it came back to lymphoma. You know, a lot of that was lymphoma issues and issues that again, Neil, we would look at a detox for you. Okay, that's something I don't think we talked. Did we talk about that when you sat down with me before? We didn't talk about that.
No.
Yes. So definitely that's something that I can help you with, as far as, just like Nisa said, the toxic exposures from the nerve gas and things like that. And then of course the preventative that they call preventatives, which were the shots that they were giving. A lot of them was very, a lot of them had side effects. So
Yeah.
that's something I would definitely look at. Detox would be high on your list, definitely. I deal with a lot of soldiers, that have been in the Gulf War. So I will bring that to the conversation when we sit down. Okay.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
But stay
Nisa.
off the peanut butter, bro. Stay off the peanut
Yeah.
butter.
I will.
Dr. Paul, something comes up, of course, what I'm about to talk about, this whole idea of talking about what we have gotten ourselves into while in
Right.
service. Some of you folks, listen, just do me a favor, family. Just continue to pray on me, because myself and 23 other fellas, when I was in service back in the 60s, were part of a program called Operation White Coat, where they gave us diseases to test out their antidotes. So a lot of us have no clue what's inside our bloodstream. And they are still holding it out, guys, as top secret. So nobody, the program that Anita just spoke about, we are ineligible for. So it's deep. And a lot of us have gone on to glory, and them folk don't know, what happened. What has happened? You see what I'm saying? So, keep your hands out, because it's tough trying to find out what is inside of you when you don't know what went in you.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So in Big B, I remember you showed me the letter that they gave you. They gave you a letter that actually said, well, tell them if you feel like sharing.
Well,
it was like, what was it? It was like I remember you talked about it on one of the on the Green Hour shows, that we were talking about how these things, they were just coming in saying that, yes, this happened to you and we're sorry. Was it like apology letter that they gave
just
you?
a letter of apology.
Yeah.
But you're on your own.
Yeah, but you're on your own.
It's what it sort of boiled down to. So I can keep telling you guys think what I'm kidding when I say, look, I'm living. What did I say? We're on playing with house money right now. Dad continues to keep his hand on me, because I'm doing my best to try and help the family, because there's stuff out here, y'all, that ain't right. And I will stand in the gap until we get it all done.
Yes. Amen, brother. Amen. We're going to keep it in prayer.
Yes,
Let's wrap our hands around Big B. Let's wrap our hands around Big B. Let's get Big B.
Sir, man.
Y'all, everybody come off mute for Big B.
It's gonna work.
It's
gonna work, man.
Love you now. Love you.
Baby, on your side.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Keep us laughing and smiling.
Hey, I ain't going nowhere, y'all. What can I tell you?
Plead the blood of Jesus.
Baby.
There you go.
Dr. Paul, I ain't going nowhere, y'all.
Keep up your deuce, brother. Keep up your deuce.
That's right.
Well, what can I tell you?
That's right. We got a herb for that.
Hey, cousin.
What was that?
Open
Someone
hearts
said
and closed hearts and everything.
yes.
Thank
No
you,
doubt.
thank you.
No doubt about that. No doubt about
Praise
that.
God.
All right. Gloria, up in the corner. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Gloria.
Wonderful. How's everybody this evening?
Just fine.
Dr. Paul, I have a couple of things. Well, the first thing, when you talked about the colon cleanse and the parasite, which one did you say do first?
Always the colon cleanse.
Colon first.
Yeah,
and then the
colon
parasite.
first. Right. You cleanse. If you think of it as cleanse, then sweep.
Then sweep, right.
Cleanse, then sweep. Because when you're cleansing, you're preparing for the sweep. You always got to do both. Don't cleanse and not sweep, because that could be a problem. Yep.
Yeah. Now, is there a certain length of time that you should do the colon cleanse, or is it tailored to the person?
Right, and that has a lot to do with. Remember, we called, and if you read on the bottle, it'll say desired result. Okay, desired result means that once you eat, soon after you eliminate. So that's what your goal is to do. Now, once you've done that, and you've done that consistency, we try to look at about 30 days. Okay, minimum. I always say
So
about
30,
30.
30 on the colon and 30 on the parasite?
You can do a minimum of 30. We call the 40-day because it's in line in biblical concepts of 40 days for your change or victory or breakthrough. So 40 days means also, yes, that's a rotation and cyclical wheel of life cycle. So you can cleanse things in rotation out of your system in 40 days. So when you're doing it, try to do just walk through it, try to get to the end of the bottle. Okay, try to the end of the bottle. So what you would do is colon cleanse. If it's the first time you're taking it until you have a desired result, till the end of the bottle. Once you completed the bottle, then you go immediately to the parasite.
Okay. All
And then
right. Thank you for that.
do the
Okay.
very same thing.
All right. Another thing about, or when I last came to see you, you pretty much said to, stop the burdock root, but you recommended the cinchona. So cinchona bark. I have that. So pretty much when you were talking earlier, it did look like both of them were on the blood cleansing list. So, and you said you don't have to do them all. So that's pretty much why you, so tell me the difference between the burdock root and the cinchona for their benefit.
Cinchona is more known, even though it has principles for cleansing. It's more for a rhythmic issue in your case. It's not. It's one that even if you take it, it's cinchona. Even if you're taking the burdock root, it would. That's why I said don't take the burdock root and cinchona at the same time. Got it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's why you do one
Because of
or
the
the other.
rhythmic.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Because
Now,
burdock has been known to cause a little, sometimes rhythmic issues. So cinchona is for the balance. Somebody's
So I
coming in.
think-
Mute yourself, Lindsay. Lindsay, mute yourself, please. Thank you.
Who is that?
It says iPhone 5, RK.
iPhone 5.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Or Lindsay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now this whole thing, when you do the blood pressure and you get the one number over the other one, and then they also have the pulse. What is a good pulse rate? Give me a range that would be good to see on the pulse.
Okay. Remember the pulse. Are you saying pulse or pulse pressure?
Well, when I don't, I would have to be looking at the machine. When we do that orange machine,
You mean
and
at the
then
bottom?
at the bottom, and it says, I thought it said pulse. I don't have it right in
That's
front of me.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, it's just the pulse.
So,
And
what's the range of a good pulse?
Okay, when you're a resting state can be between 50 to 69. Resting. That means you're not moving around doing a whole lot of stuff. Resting state. 70 on up to 100, that's active. You try to get your pressure always at a resting state. That's why you don't want to move around when someone's doing your pressure. Never get it right after you've just been moving around and you sit down and they say, let's take your pressure. No, give me 15 minutes. Come on back, take it twice. Got it? Those are the things. Pulse pressure is what I thought you were talking about. Pulse pressure is the distance between the systolic and the diastolic.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No.
Okay.
And that's called, what is that called again?
Pulse pressure. That's a pulse pressure.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Pulse pressure.
I'm gonna do a little math with that, because the last thing I want to share, and is Nitha still on?
She should be. I think she is.
Still on.
Yes, I'm on.
Hey, Nitha.
Hey, Gloria, how are you?
I'm well. Listen, I have to say something about Nitha. When Nitha says, listen, when you go and get your pressure, blood pressure taken, she said, check and see, do they have the manual? All right. And here's my testimony, my experience. I went on Monday, and they took the blood pressure on the right arm. And I'm gonna just give you it was 180/85. Now I'm coming in, I'm running late. They took it, and I didn't even think about saying, like, hold off and wait. Then they said, when they decided to take it on the left arm, right after that, shortly after that, So from 180 over 85, then it was 152 over 84. So this was the nurse, you know, when you come in and they just take your vitals, took the temperature, took the, you know, the weight and all of that. When I went in to see the nurse practitioner, and I have to say, she had a very good bedside manner. And I said to her, I want you to take this manually. And she took it manually. It was 140 over 82. All of that in the same day. So Nita, I appreciate it. When I asked them for manual, it was different. It was lower.
And
It
all
was
you have
lower.
to do is ask, and it takes the better person to do it, and that was the nurse.
Right.
And
And I
also-
thank you for that, encouraging us that we have to step up for ourselves.
That's
And
right.
and I
Speak up.
think that I had a good experience also because I had someone with good bedside manner as the way she
Well, it
talked
was a
with me.
nurse. That's why.
Right, it was a nurse because I think I might have shared with you, Nita, the really bad situation I had with a cardiologist that I will not be going back to because he did not. It was very bad bedside manner, very bad.
Well, you fire him because you're the employee.
I'm fired now.
You're
Oh
the
yeah, he's
employer,
fired.
rather.
He's
You're
fired.
He's
Well, you
fired.
Yeah, he's fired. That's right.
He is
Absolutely.
fired. He
Now
is fired.
here's something also that I noticed with your story, with what you're saying.
Mhm.
Remember, you said you were coming in, you were rushing, and when you sat down at first, you weren't thinking about it, and you came in and you were at a 180. Got it?
Mhm.
Remember, I
181.
told
Yeah.
you when we did our study, this was actually a Stanford model that we did. We did a chronic disease self-management study on chronic disease. When we went all over and just did pressure. That's exactly around the range. Remember, I told y'all the
Mhm.
difference can vary 30 points.
Yes.
30 points. And
Mhm.
then when you came down to 180 to what? 150.
152. Yeah.
Right?
So that's 30
That's
points.
30 points right
That's
there,
right.
right?
Yes.
Right? And then
Mhm.
when you got it done manually, it went even lower.
It went even lower. 12 more points.
So here's what I was saying. You got to get into a restful state. That's the female principle. Whenever you're getting to rest to get your pressure done, you can't be in an active state or in a state of restlessness. If you're feeling any bit of, even if there's the white coat syndrome, stop.
Yes.
Stop. Don't do it. Say, no, I'm sorry, can't do it right now. Y'all gonna have to wait. Y'all gonna have to wait. Because they're gonna write down everything they see. Anything they see that pop up on there, they're gonna write it down. That's gonna go in your record. So that's why we gotta you gotta sort of check yourself. You gotta be your author of your own faith right now. You gotta make sure everything's on point.
Absolutely.
So, great
And
thing,
Gloria,
Gloria.
we have to
Can I
get,
chime on
Gloria,
that,
we have to
Gloria?
get together so I can show you how to take your pulse.
Yeah, and we can do, and Nitha, we can do we can probably do something if you want to do that. Maybe we can do something right here where you can, if you can get the camera set up, and maybe you can do like a little thing and run it through a pulse check from a nurse's perspective of how you do it. That would be great.
What, Dr. Paul, I'm very smart, but now you talk about doing technical stuff.
I ain't trying to do some
Don't you start no mess now, Nita.
She got people around her.
We can't even see Nita's face on there. Leave her alone for the technical.
You can't even see the top of my head.
Well, I'm sitting
message.
in a low chair.
All right,
There you go,
Hey.
Nita.
Oh,
Yeah, we
there
can see
you
you
go,
now.
Nitha.
I had
There
to
you
bring
go,
my
Nitha.
screen down. I'm
Put
sitting
you to
in a
work,
low
Nita.
chair.
They put you to work.
Well, I don't mind. I love it. I love it.
Don't worry, Nitha.
Because
We'll
she
work
around
it
that
out.
good weather in Florida.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
Can I
that's
chime
where I
in
am
on
right
what Gloria
now.
was saying? Can I
yeah,
chime in
go
with
ahead,
what Gloria was saying?
Yeah,
Because
Cynthia?
Gloria is right. I have the same problem. But you know what? I think sometimes they don't know how to take your pressure. Listen, they're doing it digitized
Well,
with that
see, they have
machine.
not learned. They don't know how
Yes,
to do it
know how to do
manually.
it.
They don't
Yeah.
teach them
That's
that.
my
And
daughter said that
it gives you a
they
false
don't know how to do
number
it.
because I
Yeah.
had like
They-
173 over 138, and she was like, "Well, don't you feel?" But I told her, I said that ain't right because I knew. I said, I told you I need you to take my pressure with the cuff. And when she took the manual cuff, it was 150/90. It's still high because I kind of run high, but it wasn't 173/138.
Right.
I'd have been out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
because the cuff kept coming back, error. And I was trying to tell him that you know, my doctor already told me, forget this digital crap, you know, and use the manual. But when you come in there, sometimes they just act like they don't know how to do the manual.
You're
Sometimes
right.
they don't.
Yeah.
No, they're
So
not acting.
They
They
just
don't.
don't.
right.
They don't.
So keep in mind when you're doing that, always your temperament of how you're in there. Make sure you're calm. Okay, you got to take it calm. You cannot get disturbed and let that tension of the atmosphere change you, because that's really where it starts to happen. So just make sure you're relaxed. Number one.
Okay.
And when you go in there, you know, you can always say, can you check it twice? Okay, check it twice. But you have to be comfortable first. That's what I always stress. You got to be comfortable. Because if you're feeling any bit of anywhere you're uncomfortable or any agitation or anything, do not take it right at that moment. Don't do it. So, you know, that's the important thing. So just keep that in mind, because when we did this study, let me tell you, it blew everybody's mind. And I had to get with a lot of doctors myself, one-on-one. I almost got kicked out of a hospital one time. They came to me and said, look, you're going to have to go. I said, no, man, you're going to have to start doing stuff and listening to people when they have these verifiable things. They know their bodies better than you do. You can't tell somebody about their body, you know, so keep it in mind. All right, family? All right. All
Yeah,
right,
real
good
quick, I
stuff.
saw Beverly said to make sure your bladder is you know, you release your bladder before you go.
And
And that's
also, yeah, and make
yeah.
sure you're
Thank you,
not,
Bev.
and make sure, here's a big one, do not eat before you
Mm.
get your pressure
Oh,
done.
what?
That is a huge one. That
Don't
is
eat.
huge.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, or what can also throw your pressure off is if you have a cold. Got it? If you have a cold or urinary tract infection, that can throw your numbers off. This is all the stuff we did. We did all these numbers, and it was coming up saying, yo, you know, if you have a cold, your body's going to race to try to burn out that virus. Or if it's a bacterial infection, you're going to speed up, the heart's going to speed up to try to burn this out. So it's going to raise your temperature. Even though you're sitting there going like, man, what's going on? So a lot of people are walking around with infections and don't even know it. And UTIs are on a huge level right now.
Wow.
UTIs are very, very high right now. So what does that mean? That means, you know, don't hold your urine. Remember I told you, don't hold your urine. Number one, the pelvic floor gets hotter than any part of your body. And that's the part that usually is the first place, is the perfect condition for bacteria to grow. Remember, women, you have a smaller urethra than men. So therefore, you can't sit on this stuff too long. If you got to go, go. I get it, though. I get it. I'm coming to y'all rescue. I get it. I get it. You ain't going to these nasty bathrooms.
Well.
I get it. I ain't going in there. We're going to wait till we get home. I get it. I get it. I know what y'all talking about. So I get it. But I would say every woman in here, you know, put that bathroom app on your phone.
Yes.
Got it? There's a bathroom app that you put on your phone, because it has everything to do with your blood pressure. See how we went all the way around here just to get back to possible infection, possible cold, possible something that's affecting you, that's causing your pressure to go up also. So keep that in mind.
It's called bathroom app?
It's called bathroom app. If you go to, the bathroom apps are in both the Android and the Apple Store. And what they do is, it was designed for those that were diabetic, of course, that couldn't hold their urine or had issues with elimination. So if you go to it, and I'll give you a couple. Didn't we talk about this? I thought we
Yes,
talked
we
I
did.
think you
You
talked
did.
about it before.
I
Yeah.
thought we
Yes.
talked about this.
Yeah, I remember, but I caught
I'm
my.
Sometimes you gotta
remember.
repeat it.
Sometimes I need a herb too, y'all.
No, repeat
I
it.
gotta have
Repeat it.
herbs sometimes. Sometimes I was like, is this class? Was this the right one? I forget which one it was. All right. So the bathroom app, all you got to do is punch in bathroom finder. Okay. And they have several ones. There's one called Flush Toilet Finder. They got one called Poop Map.
Poop map.
Poop Map. We Can't Wait.
All right now.
Dr. Paul, stop playing.
Y'all think I'm making this stuff up?
All appropriate.
These
What's the purpose for these apps?
These are apps that actually give you the ratings on bathrooms. So it'll GPS where you are and tell you the closest clean bathroom to where you need to get to. Ain't that a benefit now? Hey, that's not bad. And
That's
it'll
nice
give
to
it
have.
star ratings. It'll give it star ratings like you might see something, girl, don't go there.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm one of those. I don't go anywhere.
Don't go there. Toilet Finder. They got all these one in here. They even got them in Spanish. The
Toilet Finder. I got that. Yeah.
Who rates these bathrooms? Who rates these bathrooms?
This is people. It's just a
people go and rate.
People go in and rate them. Yep. So if you're caught out somewhere and you're out and about and you gotta go, and remember I told you don't hold it. You can go to this app and punch it in, and it'll say, "Here you are, and here's the toilet here, and here," and then you can hit it, and it'll tell you ratings. Nope. 1 star, 4 star.
Oh my.
But let me tell you, people that use this find this very, very beneficial. So utilize it. Utilize the technology. This is the great stuff. This is great stuff.
Yeah. The home bathrooms, best one.
I know that.
Some of the comments are hilarious. I mean, you're gonna get in some of these on some of them, and you're gonna be sitting there doing more laughing than anything. It's like they call this a bathroom.
I know.
You know, so it's got a lot of good hints, and it's got a lot of good quality information there. So for someone who really, let me tell you, it's nothing like having to go and be on the road. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paul. Thank you for
everything.
everything.
Thank you. Appreciate
very
you.
good.
Right.
Okay, Dr. P. Let's go up to Linda up in the phone. Linda Lucas, you there?
That was pretty good. That was a good segment right there.
Linda, are you there?
Poop Map.
If not there, we'll get Yvette and come back to Linda. Yvette Bishara.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
All right. No, go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Paul and everyone. I have 2 quick questions.
No quick questions. They're never quick. They're never quick. They're never quick. Go ahead.
Okay. I ordered some MCT oil, and on the label it says 1 tablespoon equals 14 grams of fat and 130 calories. And then I went to read up on it, and it says, it says all the good things that you talk about, but then as far as risks are concerned, it says long-term use can cause weight gain, and it can cause fat buildup in the liver. So I want to know if you could address that, because and I have a friend I told her about it, but she's taking cholesterol medicine. So I said, well, I don't know how that will interact with their cholesterol medicine, if it can cause fat buildup.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Whenever you're looking at MCT, that's medium chain triglycerides. Okay. So medium chain triglycerides, this is something that you have to, if someone, just make sure, of course, non-hydrogenization of remember I told you coconut oils are being hydrogenated. Okay. So make sure it's non-hydrogenated, which MCTs are pretty much non-hydrogenated. I really haven't seen anything. It's mostly the coconut oils that do that. So the MCT, remember, when they're talking about fats, they're talking about, these are different fats, not the ones that are bad. These are the good. So what they're saying is, really, to paraphrase everything that's going on, you got to drink water. Got it? You got to drink water. The liver has to process all of these oils. You remember I was telling y'all about the cholesterol issues that people are having. It's gunking up the liver. The liver has to say, I can't break this down. It's too dense. And that comes from anything that's dense, okay? So that means, yes, at some levels, if the person is just doing MCT oil and still not drinking water, it's a problem. Got it? So the key is make sure you're drinking plenty of water. But that's not the bad. That's not the bad fats. That's the good fats. Got it? But you still have to give the proper balance of water. So the first thing I would ask your friend is make sure they have a proper water. But the MCT is one of the best things for memory.
Okay.
That is
Great.
excellent for the memory. The ones you got to watch out for those oils would be canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil. Those are the refined ones. And the MCTs, of course, those are also unrefined. So there's a big difference between what they're saying. So what they're talking about, if they don't address it in an article, you can always assume they're refined. Got it? So that's where you got to remember those articles. Those articles are very incomplete. They're incomplete and very decisive and very divisive when you start to, or deceptive. And I would say be very careful with what you're reading, because if they're not addressing organic versus refined, unrefined, organic versus conventional, then it's a false study. You can't do that. You got to address all sides.
Okay, I get it. Thanks. And my second question is, you often refer to heavy metals. And what happens if you have a heavy metal, like an implant in your body? I have a metal implant in my leg, and it often is inflamed. And the leg where I had the implant is a little bit larger than the other leg. And it's, so I don't, when you talk about removing heavy metals, if you have something that's implanted, what do you do?
Yeah, it becomes a tough scenario there, because
Very
now
much
this
so.
is part of your, this is now structural. It was used for structural. Is that correct? It was used for structural. Was it the
Yes.
knee?
No, I broke my leg, so they put a metal rod, a titanium rod in my leg to support my leg.
Right. There's nothing you're going to have to do about that other than just play defense now. You have to play defense on the side because it's a part of your structure now. So with that, that means you have to do things like a zeolite detox. You have to keep the blood clean. You have to, because it's always going to look at, the body's going to look at it as an enemy, that you don't belong here. So of course, there's going to always be a little swelling, probably a little inflammation there. So what I would do is the things like we just talked about today, the zeolites, the heavy metal detoxing, things like that. Just keep the blood cleansed as much as you can with that, because now it's a structural issue. It's a part of you. So, but without it, you would have an issue with walking, I'm sure, or whatever it was you just designed for. So that's where pretty much you're on the line of defense with that. So
use a zeolite on a regular basis?
Every change of seasons.
Okay.
Change of seasons, things like that. That's what you do. And it's not bad also. And this is for everybody. Linda, you really have to, and I say this to everybody, we all are on the line of defense now. Because people say all the time, Doc, I went into Whole Foods, came out with nothing. Everything is so toxic. I don't know what to buy anymore. It had canola oil. It had this. It had that. I saw this and all that. If it didn't have this, it had that. We are all on the line of defense right now. And that means that there's so much toxicity, and the gates down, like Big B, we talk about it every week on the show. It's a recall every single week we're going through.
Oh, God, yes. It's all over the place.
It's hard for the legislation to keep up with this. So what does that mean? We have to be on guard. Cleanse every change of seasons, things like zeolite, things like the colon cleanse, things like the parasite, things like the blood cleansers, the lymphatic cleansers. All of these things we have to do more frequently and more often, because we're all playing defense right now. And the latest study they found on the PFAS, you remember we talked about the PFAS, the particulates in plastics? Remember we talked about that? They said they're finding them in blood clots. So these are very much the very reasons people are having blood clots now. They're saying, wow, we never thought we'd see the particulates in plastic into your little clots that they're pulling out of people. So I say all that to say, Linda, just do accordingly. Play defense right now. Just keep the body cleansed and keep it moving. All
Okay,
right.
thank you very much.
All right,
Thank
Linda.
you.
Very good. All right, Yvette. We've got 3 more, Dr. Paul. We get close to the
Big B,
wire.
I run to jump in that water in back of you, man, right there. I want to jump right in that water.
I
In
know
back of you
exactly what
right
you're talking
now.
about, man. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Linda.
man.
And by the way, here's one of those articles, Dr. Paul, we talked about.
Okay, I can't see it. Yeah, pull it up. There it is. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, can't see it, Big B. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
going
There
in
you
and
go,
out.
right
There
there.
you
There
go,
you
right
go.
there.
There you go, right there.
Wow. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, well, they talked about how we
Well,
were
Big
brave
B,
souls.
one day you're gonna have to break it all down to us, you know, and
Yeah, man, we'll do.
and tell us what's going on. Yeah.
Hey, they were nice. They gave us a medal, but they won't give us no pay. Let us pray.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Linda, you there yet? I was just trying to talk to
Yeah.
some.
That was just Linda right there.
Oh, okay, I'll call it. Then
I
it's
thought you
Yvette.
said Yvette.
All right, there we go. Yvette.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Good
there she is.
evening. Good evening, Dr. Paul, Big Bill.
Yes,
I
sir.
just wanted to say, the mosquito season is starting. We already had one of the staff got bitten by a mosquito today. And unfortunately, they really start to come. They start coming, and the children get the bites as well. So how can we protect ourselves naturally? Because they're not spraying or anything. They're not doing anything to protect the staff or the children. So what could we do to help protect the children, ourselves, something naturally?
Yeah, we gave out did y'all remember that mosquito that website I gave y'all that actually showed the natural herbs that are used for? I gave out a whole lot of herbs that were like for mosquitoes. They're repellents. They're natural repellents. So you can just take it and get the herb, and it only takes one, believe it or not. You
And
can
make the oil.
You can make the oil, or you can get the oil from places like any of the herbal stores.
Yeah.
Or you can take the teas and just make the teas out of them, and then put them in a bottle and just use
And rub them on your skin.
Rub it right on your skin.
Sorry, I
all
don't
that
know
stuff.
what it is you're saying to use. What
Well,
is it?
I'm going to go through it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
give you the ones. I'm going to give you the ones. So there's a lot of different ones that you can use. Some of them would be like lavender, lemon balm, any of the mint family. Okay. Lemongrass. Any of the thyme. Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus is good. It has a good smell.
Basil. And remember, any combination of these in oil form, you can put it in a spray bottle and then add it with some water. Boom, you got it.
There you
The
go.
thieves oil. The thieves oil.
The thieves oil.
The thieves oil. That's all. You just roll with the thieves oil. It's been working already.
What's it called? Diesel?
Thieves oil.
Oh,
Thieves oil.
Oh, thank
Right.
you.
Thieves oil. If you go to my website, and on my website, you go under www.drpaulherbs.com, go under download and articles, scroll down, and you'll see, let's see, where was it? Let me see if I can grab it real quick. It's the ultimate herbal list. Dr. Paul's ultimate herbal list. This was something that we had right around the time when people were going through a lot with the COVID. We actually did a list. At the very bottom, you get the thieves oil formula. And the combination of clove bud, not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Clove bud, lemon balm, cinnamon, and that can be cinnamon bark or the leaf, eucalyptus, and the last one was rosemary.
Can you use just straight lemon as opposed to the lemon balm?
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay, thank
That's,
you.
you always got the good questions. That's Cynthia, ain't it? That's I can tell her voice. That's good
That would be me.
That would be you. Yep, that would be you. Look at her. That would be me. You can see
So
her
with the
head. You can see her head moving.
these oil formula, are you recommending that over the list of
Well, it's any of them. There's no better than the other. They all have antibacterial, viral, fungal, septic, and parasitic properties. So that will absolutely, as a protection, warn off anything. See, the whole key is if you're dealing with children with the thieves oil, just watch the cinnamon. We just eliminate the cinnamon, okay, or reduce the cinnamon. So, for example, there's a certain amount of drops for each one in 2-ounce spray bottle. Got it? So you fill it with like a good water, like a Crystal Geyser water, about 2/3 high in a 2-ounce bottle. And then the clove buds would be like 40 drops. The lemon balm is 35 drops. The cinnamon oil or cinnamon leaf would be 20 drops. But like I said, if you're dealing with children, that will burn a little bit. So that's the whole properties of cinnamon. It burns just a little bit. But that burning helps with if you're adult. But if for children, you just eliminate that. And then you would add eucalyptus, which would be 15 drops. And then rosemary would be 10 drops. Shake it up, spray that. You ain't gonna have no problem.
Okay.
You ain't no problem. Everybody gonna say, "Girl, what you got on?"
Okay.
It smells good.
And
Girl, what you got on? Every time.
How many drops of the clove bud?
The clove bud was 40 drops per 2 ounces. Yep.
For 2 ounces. And I mixed
Yep.
all of these together in one
Right.
bottle.
Now it's right on my website. Go grab that list because I'm
Okay.
reading right from my list right now. And this is right on my website. So you can get a printout, you can print it out, and then you can look it over and just read up a little bit more about what it does.
Yeah, just request it in the chat event, and I'll make sure that I get it to you if you can't find it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Right.
Another pest. Mice are running rampant throughout the school. How do you now? Some teachers are putting saturated cotton pads with peppermint. Well, that's not really helping much. I mean, it just sends them to another area that doesn't help.
Well, I'm going to say it's a little bit of all the above. You can't put the peppermint down and still people are living in junky and throwing things around.
I can hear you,
Okay.
Dr.
Yeah, can you bring it down? Can you bring it down?
Mute
Make
yourself,
sure everybody's
Cynthia.
on mute. Everybody's on mute. Okay, so
Okay.
what I was saying is, yes. Yes.
You may also purchase bugs away.
Oh, wait a minute. She jumped off.
She
Say
said,
that again,
she said
Mela.
you may also purchase bugs away.
Yes. Mela, come on back on. Yeah, you got dropped off for a second.
Yeah.
I was saying you excuse me. You may purchase bugs away or insect repellent clothing. That's what I wear because I am allergic to mosquito bites.
Yep. So there's a ton of stuff out here, but just stick to the natural versions. They all work. See, the whole point is that, not like this new science. All you have to do is just basically warn it to stay away. That's all it's doing. It's just, that's nature. If you're not supposed to be there, just stay away from my territory. That's exactly what all animals do. It's about a territorial thing. So you don't want to do what these scientists are doing now, which is coming up with things like glyphosate, which glyphosate is saying, no, we're going to put it in the plant or spray it on the plant, and we want the insect to eat it. And then when the insect eats it, this is going to go into the stomach of the insect and explode the stomach. And then it kills it. So now you just change the ecosystem of what, mosquitoes do. You got it? So you don't want to do that. You just want to warn them off. And that's why nature rolls like that. Nature is like, we're just going to warn you, stay away. And that's what you're putting on your skin. Now, I'm going to take it one more level. Make sure you got to watch eating a lot of sugar. Okay, because when you eat a lot of sugar, processed foods, a lot of the stuff is coming out of your pores. And guess what? You smell really delicious to bugs and flies and
Yes, so
everything.
true.
That's why children get bit up so bad, because a lot of them eat a lot of candy. And they smell that aroma comes out of the skin, right on the skin. They go tear them up, because that's what they're going after. It's the sugar they're going after. So with the mice issue in schools, they also got bed bug. There's a big bed bug issue going in Philadelphia that's out of control. So what are we doing? We got to watch the way we are carrying ourselves also, because a lot of people are not acting accordingly with decency and order. A lot of people are still, polluting, throwing trash, not cleaning up. It's a lot. It's all the above. So peppermint does usually work for mice. There's a lot of other things that you can do. A lot of these same herbs do work also for mice. So things like that. So keep that in mind. All right.
What about tea tree oil, Dr. Paul?
Yep, tea tree oil, absolutely.
Thank you.
All of these things. Yep, tea tree oil is very excellent. That's a natural antibiotic.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, the best tea tree oil, it comes from Australia. Yeah.
Is that for mice, the tea tree oil?
Yep, all of it. All
And
of it's going to be good.
You saturate the pads with it, or do you put it in a spray bottle? And
You can do it in a lot of ways. Any of that works. Yep, tea tree oil. You can put that in also. The same thing, same bottle, same way we just talked about the thieves oil. And you
Okay.
can always add just a little water to them, and they work. Basil is good for mice. I mentioned basil. Dandelion. Yep, all of those. Chickweed. Chickweed is another one. Yep, chickweed is another one. See, you get these herbs and things, and these herbs will work with you. See, they can't stay around these plagues.
now the
So,
dandelion, are these like the teas that come in the leaves, and you just spread them out on the floor? Is that what you want to?
usually the dandelion, if you buy it for things like rodents, it can be like, it could be it could be the root, the stem, the shoots, or the flowers. If you grind them up, you can put them in a little small see-through or pack or something, and just put it in a corner, and it keeps them out. That's what it happens. But I mean, I feel for the entire school district, because it's a problem, because you got old buildings at the same time.
Yeah, for dairy.
Old buildings that are over sewers. I mean, it's going to happen.
That explains it then.
Yeah, you got old buildings over sewers. You got mice tunnels that have been around since the beginning of the building.
Yeah.
Some of these buildings are 100 years old. Those are 100-year-old tunnels in there with mice.
You can't find them. Most of them, they can't find them.
Yeah,
That's the
and
crazy part
we're
about it.
sitting over the oldest sewer system. This is the oldest sewer system in the country, is in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Did you know that Philadelphia's sewer system is something like 6,000 miles long? Y'all know that?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, and if you ever look under there, it's all brick.
Yep.
It's all brick. It's nothing but
Which
brick.
seeps through everything because it's just clay, y'all.
It's all brick.
It's just clay.
Yeah.
We got problem with asbestos too, asbestos in the school.
It's so much going. It's so much that attracts them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's kind of the territory you're dealing with when you're dealing with old schools. It's a hard problem to deal with. That's why I really feel for the school district, because some of those buildings that they closing down, they really need to go.
Yeah.
Because they knew that the not only with the asbestos is a problem, but the glues that they used to use for the tiles. I mean, you can go on and on. The very things that they are now saying are totally toxic is all over the building. So It's a big issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Paul, before we get to Stephanie again, everyone else has kind of dropped off. There's a question here from Val. Says, what's good for anxiety, Dr. Paul?
Anxiety, these are common ones that keep coming through. We need calmatives. That falls in the level of calmatives. Got it? Calmatives. So when you start to look at the calmatives, some of the ones, I can just give you a few of the ones that I recommend that are really good, that tend to work very well. When you look at the oils, I always say get your body in the right state of balance first. So that means when you're ending the day, and hopefully you have a regular 9 to 5 schedule when you're not working second, third shift, you got to start bringing yourself down. As the sun going down, you should be dialing down. Got it? So that means that's what the dimmers on the lights are for. The pineal gland, which is the firing off of the melanin or the serotonin. See, when you're during the day, you're in serotonin mode. You're kicking off, firing off, firing off. Got to be on top of my game. But then when the lights start to dim, less light, now you're going into the state of relaxation. You're starting to create melatonin. They call it melatonin, really melanin, but that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But what's happening is you're calming down, you're bringing down. So you got to watch the amount of light that you're getting. Stop. Don't hold these phones up or laptops in your bed and all that stuff. So that's the thing I would do. I would try to say, if anyone has it, the first things on the list is to get you a good decompression time. So when you come home, start to get that Himalayan salt bath together. If you got a bath, get that Himalayan salt bath, or some of those baths where you can add those oils we just talked about, the rosemary, the lavenders, the lemon balm, all those things like that will help you to relax, and they will help you get into that state. Some of the herbs not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, would be like willow bark. Okay, willow bark. Another one would be valerian root. Valerian. Another one would be called kava kava. Kava, Kava. Another one would be passion flower. Okay, passion flower. All right, just to name a few, those are the ones. Red raspberry. That's the woman's herb.
Right.
So all of these are excellent that can be used, and you can adapt them in whatever way that works for you. Again, you don't have to use them all, just use one or the other. Also, anxiety, there is a formula we call that I sort of lean people to. It's called Mind Care. A Mind Care is a formula made from a company called Himalaya. And they have 3 primary herbs that are in there, along with a list of other balanced herbs. But the primary herbs are gotu-kola, that's Gotukola, gotu-kola, ashwagandha, and the last one would be bacopa. Bacopa, Bacopa. Of all the ones that I highly recommend of that, the willow bark, the valerian root, bacopa. Those would be my top 3 right there.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Dr. Stephanie. Stephanie Hammer, and then Francine, and that's it. Go ahead, Steph.
Thank you. Good evening, Pastor Dr. Paul and Pastor.
Hey, what's up, Stephanie?
We're gonna make our way there. We still have that gift for you.
What? All right. Bless your heart. All right.
I came across a water called, I think I'm gonna try and say it, Waka.
Yep.
Volcanic rock water.
Yeah. Is that the Hawaiian water?
Yes, and they sold at Sam's Club.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Awesome.
Yep. That's definitely. I've actually been to that island. That is a good water. That's a really good water. I've been to that area. When we were in Maui, that's actually on the Big Island, but that's a very good company. They're from the volcan. Remember, it's either aquifers or geysers or volcanic,
Right.
waters. They'll come from that element. They're deep in the earth, so that's great water.
Awesome.
They also have another Hawaiian water out there. I can't remember the name, but all of those waters from Hawaii, excellent. So remember, it's spring water, bottle at the source. It doesn't have to be Crystal Geyser all the time, y'all. But any water that's spring water, bottled at the, that's the key.
Okay.
All right.
I had to
I
look
put a list of them in the chat, Dr. Paul, your list.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
A lot of that stuff, I was about to say that.
Yeah, because I gave a
Nita's
list
been
of
helping
all
the
of
brothers
them.
out today.
She helping us out
Yes,
today.
indeed.
Nita, give a shout out to Nita, y'all. Give a shout out to Nita.
Say fingers number 2. Well,
Fingers number 2.
Yeah,
We had to straighten the camera out first, but she
I
got
know.
it.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So it's because once I made that announcement about Galwin and Germantown, now that whole wall is going down to a quarter of a wall of water.
Which one? Water. Which one?
Galwin and Germantown, they usually have a wall of water, wall of geyser water.
Yeah.
When I made that announcement, now it's down to like a quarter of the wall.
See there? So there.
And you know what? Here's the thing. You know it's working because when something don't work, everybody be like, that don't work.
That's right. And they don't buy it, y'all.
My knees hurt more than they did the last time.
Oh, that is true.
So you got to stay away from those. Now, this is one that I really put out for the parents, for the children. Okay, I'm getting a lot of parents that are utilizing and giving their children Pedialyte or some other form of those waters. Those are distilled waters. Those are not good waters. They are terrible waters to be giving your child. Please do not give them the Pedialyte and any form of really distilled waters or purified, filtered, because it's going to show up in their teeth. Okay? That's the first thing it's going to show. Even when you're saying, well, I don't, baby doesn't have a whole lot of candy, But guess what? It's the teeth because it spins them acid. If it spins you acid, it's going to go after the bones. Now, for babies, they're not going to feel it. It's not going to go to their hip. It's going to go over their teeth. Got it? So that's where they start to have little cavities. You start to see little cavities for the little ones. So be careful. So good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Hawaiian Springs. That's what it's called. Thank you, Nitha. That was it. Hawaiian Springs.
Right.
Well, I say these herbs are kicking in tonight, y'all.
That's right, buddy. That's right, point.
Okay,
one more.
It's the Bacopa.
It's the mind care.
I know that's right.
It's my mind care every day.
All right, guys. I got a question from chat, and then we'll come to Tracy. Okay. Do you know if anyone has gotten sluggish or tired a couple of hours after drinking the green drink? Lately, I have been crashing an hour after drinking the green drink with or without juice or fruit. Help!
Definitely comes with water. My first thing is water. You gotta drink water. That's it. Sounds like and every time you're having anything that's in the system, you got to make sure your water is on point. So anytime anybody says that they're getting weak from taking herbs or green drinks or anything, you got to go towards the water. You got to increase your water. Stop everything, drink water till you get your water number up. Remember, half your body weight in ounces. And when you do half your body weight in ounces, stretch it out throughout the day. You got 15 hours to get your water in per day. The start time and stop time begins. That means you got to start this early, but it begins 4 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. at night. Got it? Right. You got to increase your water. You can't take herbs and not drink water. It's going to start to affect your liver. And if it affects the liver, it affects your energy. Got it? That's the liver's connected to the brain. Got it? That's the reason why people are feeling drowsy and tired. After I took these herbs, I'm getting tired. You're dehydrated. Make sure you get that thing very high and stay on top of it. Got it? Watch the goodies.
All right. All right, Trey, you the last one before we get back to read. You got there you go. Yeah.
What's up, Tracy? What's
Hi,
happening? The bass player, the magical bass player. Come on, play with some bass, girl. She bad, y'all. She bad, let me tell you. And her husband, Danny, both of them they are awesome.
All right, now I'm blushing now. I can't get it off. I do have a question not only from me but also from Fanny.
Okay.
And we wanted to know, how is CBD oils or creams, are they good? What did you say, hon? You said, are they good for you to use on your body? Will it
Yeah,
they are good?
Yeah, CBDs are good, but you see, the whole thing is there's so much. When the CBD storm hit, everybody came out with a version.
Yeah.
And a lot of the versions are, self-regulated, proclaimed. So you got to be careful. You got to really be careful. I can just give you some of the things that you would look for. You want to look for things like non-GMO,
right?
USDA, third-party tested. Those are key things that you want to look for, because peer-reviewed, because you're dealing with an industry that is just so much deception
all over the place.
It's a lot of
it's a lot of deception. A lot of deception. And then not only that, but you have a lot of people, wherever the money goes, that's where all of the deception goes.
That's right.
So you're going to have also those that are saying, this is going to do this is going to do that. Look for the non-GMO symbols, the USDA, like I said, and just understand that anything touches your skin is in your bloodstream in 28 seconds. Got it? Now, they're starting to alter these things, and some of these companies may be genetically modifying.
Yes.
Okay. And it's gotten real deep, y'all, because when they figure out y'all go for the bait, they go fully in. They go all in.
Yep.
So
and then they want a lot of money.
Some of those companies that those big companies, the Monsantos and stuff, they buy out companies that are small like that, and then quietly modify or genetically modify them, and you would never know it. So the THC levels of all that stuff, and there's a whole lot of stuff that they're doing with the medical marijuana and the CBD. You got to be careful. I would just say there's so many other things that you can do. Yes. When you talk about it, does it work? Absolutely. There's nothing that's one of God's gifts on this planet is CBD.
Yep.
It's one of the gifts of God. It is one of the best things. But the problem is you got to get the right stuff. That's it.
And grow your own.
You said that.
I know, I said that.
Yeah.
That is God's gift, but
that's right. I hear you. But that's just the truth of the matter. The CBD oils, cannabinoids are excellent. They do everything they say.
Because we got cannabinoids naturally in our body, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. So all of these things are excellent. And like I said, all of it is good, but just watch where you're getting it from.
Right.
So there's a lot of them that are just organic, totally organic, 33% organic. There's some that, they're used for specific things. Some of them are combinations where they'll add other things to them. So it's a big world out there with that right now. It's a big world. And I just choose not to get involved with it because of the deception. That's like asking, somebody that studies plants, which one's the best one? Like, all of them. The naturopath, our question is all of them. For every hemp or CB cannabinoid, I can give you about 50 different ones that do just the same or even better. So there's so much, God is such a genius that he makes everything, that there's multiple solutions to a problem.
Yeah.
But bad people make it where they want to just make money and forget about how people want to feel.
They know that people can process, we're processed like sheeple. We move in lines like sheep, in that we can only take and process one thing at a time. Because number one, they never taught us anything in schools about health. So all of these things are just very narrow-minded, that they're going down this line. This is the new thing. You know, the black seed bitters is the new thing.
Trending.
Sea moss is the new thing. When all
Trending.
along, this stuff has been around for eons.
Centuries.
Centuries since the beginning of the planet. So
Trends.
keep it in mind. It's trends. That is correct. Yeah.
All right, Dr. BJ, well, my
Thank
friend.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much,
Thank
Trey.
you. Appreciate you. You bad bass player, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all something.
Yeah, buddy.
When is your next show? Well, by the way, tell the family.
Oh, man. When is our next
show?
show? Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working on it.
All right. Well, you're going to bring it back and tell the family. All right. We're going to tell them when your next show.
I'll tell everybody on here. No problem.
Right.
Gotcha.
She a bad bass player, y'all.
Hey, Dr. BJ, a bad, hey, not mama, bad sister jammer. Well,
and you know who else is on here? Who else is on here? Is she on here? Who is
she play?
Marcy on there?
Marcy.
Is Marcy on there?
Yeah, Marcy was.
That's another.
That's my girl. Hey. I love you. I'm so,
right there. Yeah.
I'm so glad you with Dr. Paul. I love you.
Yes, I love you too. It's good to see you. That's my girl right there.
Hey,
what's happening with the women in these bass playing, man? They just taking
Just kicking it, man.
They just kicking it. Oh man.
They funky, but they just getting there late. They following us.
Oh,
well, what can I tell you?
All right,
boy.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, everybody.
Paul, just real quickly, just to let you know if she's still on. You know, first of all, I love the bass. I would love to learn upright bass, but we have a blues singer at night and does her doctoring during the day.
Well,
all right.
That's who's that? That's Dr.
Clarendon.
Oh man, we got a band right here. We got a band right here. Big B, we got a family tree band.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Just let me know and I'll take the picture.
We're gonna have to start recruiting.
Wow.
Photographer, the videographer.
Don't start, because I'll get it together.
We're gonna have the choir.
I'm the photographer. I can't sing.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this is good.
Oh man, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Dr. Paul started it.
Oh boy. Hey, this is a great class tonight, guys.
All right,
Listen,
thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Again, let me remind you guys, we're at the end of the road for tonight. You got it. Again, and make sure you get a copy of tonight's chat. Do what? Send me an email to mechavideo@gmail.com, mechavideo@gmail.com.
All
right. Support the
right.
family tree, guys. Use my Cash App. That's $ Bill Morgan. That's BILMORGAN. If you're using Zelle through your bank, that excuse me, that ID number is Dr. Paul at drpaulherbs.com. That's Dr. Paul at drpaulherbs.com. Or you can use that P.O. Box, which is Bill Morgan, P.O. Box 191, Monaco, Jersey 08062. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your frenemies, bring everybody right here, y'all, to the family tree. Next Wednesday.
Did you learn?
Yeah, buddy.
That's nice.
Thanks everybody for
That's a wonderful thing.
It's been a wonderful evening. This information we say, don't hold it, sit on it. You gotta go share it, right?
There you go.
Let's go
there you go.
Big B, Bill, 1L Morgan, a hand.
Yeah, buddy.
Being the host with the most.
Yeah, buddy.
And
Yeah,
doing
buddy.
your
Yeah, buddy.
thing, buddy. We appreciate you so much, man.
Yeah, man. Always, always.
And I want
Taking
to
care of
thank
the family,
everyone
man.
that the questions that you brought, and just some great information. Share this information, and like Big B said, send him the information, and he'll send that out to you, and you can get a transcript.
Yes,
so,
sir.
God bless y'all. May God keep y'all.
God
And
bless
remember, if you're breathing,
Yeah, got a shot. Hey.
All right.
Hey.
All right, boss.
Good night, everyone.
Tap it. Come on now. That's right. Tap. Come on, tap that head. Anybody home? No. Yeah.
No, on vacation.
I tell you. Come on down. and breathe, and breathe, and breathe. That's right. Come on down. 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 Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Come on the left and the right. What's on the left and the right side?
Yeah, buddy.
Right. Tap, 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 tap. All right, here we go. Arms. Let's get the arms today. Let's get the arms. On the left side, on the inside. Good. Y'all got good music tonight.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, on the other side. I see the prophetic church over there. She in the kitchen, baby. She about to cook something up.
Well.
All right. I see you, Rita. I see you over there.
Yeah.
All right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. I want you to lock your hands like this. And lock them. Turn them inside out and push.
Yeah, buddy.
Push. Push and stretch. Push. Good. Push. Push. Stop. And roll it on up. Roll it on up. Feel that stretch. Good, good. And you take a deep breath and breathe. And to your left. To your left.
Yeah.
Your other left. Yep, the other left. Yep, that one. And come back to the other one. There you go. Come like this way. Right? And bring it on down. All right, last thing. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Yeah.
Come on, get that heat going in the hands. Clap. Good. Rub it together. Clap.
Yeah.
We got a lot of folks on here tonight.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir, buddy.
Clap. Good. And rub it on down. Rub it on down. This is the energy bath. Ooh, you feel that energy? Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
That's good. That's good. Rub it on down. This is a form of grounding. Take that in. Yes. Hopefully, after all of this hype about the eclipse and everything, you're starting to keep your body cleansed. Stay on the cleansing cycle. Come on down. Let's do it again. Come on down. Any pain in your shoulder, in your wrist, in your hand, always take that. You don't have to touch it. Just with good intentions. One more time. One more time. One more time. And one more time. And stop. Right there. Rotate the top. Keep the bottom still. Feel that energy. That's all you. Come on. Put it on yourself. Bless yourself. God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And thanks for tuning in to the family
tree.
All right. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see y'all next week. And
all right. Blessings.
We'll see ya.
Everybody. Yes, sir.
We'll see you on the weekend on the radio.
You got it, buddy.
All right, Big B. We'll see you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Good night, Phil.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Hey.
Good night.
We're gonna count it down.
Yeah.
All right. 10, 9.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
4. 3.
2. Blast
and
off.
1. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Good night, Brenda and Donna. Beverly Miller. Kathy.
Good night.
Good night, Rita.
Good night.
Good night, Cricket. Good night, Marcy.
Good night.
All right, y'all.
Take care. Have a great one, fellas.
Good night.